Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and we're here with another Margarete Miller challenge. And this week I believe is number 24. It is number 24. There you go, number 24. Let's have a quick look at the prompts just so you can have a bit of a zoom in before I go through what we're going to put on them. There you go. Right, and I've checked the camera and that's pretty much where the whole of the planner can be seen. So let's take a look at what I pulled out for the prompts. So something you're grateful for or thankful for. Well, for me, it's got to be good friends and family. It's a no-brainer. So that's that. Numbers. I do have a couple of things for numbers. I found a couple of numbers in a magazine. Don't know why I kept those two, but I did. And then I've got this set of stamps, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ink from there upwards and just use it as one big piece to actually just press down onto the page. I believe these are a Diane Reevely set of stamps from her Dilutions range, where she does, what is it, her diaries that she does, her inserts for her traveller notebook style planners. What's next on the list? Tickets. I've got some tickets. I thought those would be fine little accents on here. Your handwriting. Well, those who know me know I hate my handwriting, but you know what? I wrote something on a page. It's there. It's done. Let's pretend we've never seen that, shall we? Oh, and I forgot to say, when I do the stamping, I'm going to do the stamping in blue with distressing, and this is Faded Jeans. It's Oxide. Let's see what's next. Something that blows in the wind. Now, for those of you who have seen a few of these, you will know that I tend to focus on at least one of these and make that my entire theme. So I thought, as I was going through this, it kept playing on my mind what something can blow in the wind, and that's sort of where this whole collage is going to come from. So, first of all, I've got some cherry blossom. Well, we know the blossom blows in the wind. I also thought, well, sails blow in the wind, so I pulled out some of those. Birds blow in the wind, and I don't know who she is, but she's a bit surprised, even though she is a bird watcher. Birds, pulled out more birds, found something else with birds, something else with birds, but you're seeing a sort of blue theme happen here, and that's why I chose the Faded Jeans ink. Pulled out some fussy cut birds, and actually have a feather as well, so I thought, you know what? Then everything is blowing in the wind. That's sort of going to be the core theme for this. What was the next one? Piece of map. I've got map. I think most of us have got map. So I've got map here, and I've got a little tiny bit of a map as well. I thought I quite like the green in that. And besides that, I pulled out a couple of things from my magazine clippings that I quite liked, those sort of patterns and colours, so I don't know where they're going to feature or where they're going to come in, but they're going to be on the page somewhere. My partners in crime obviously are glue sticks. I use Pritt Stick, readily available. My tear ruler wouldn't be without my tear ruler. A couple of pairs of scissors in case I need to do fussy cutting, and obviously the obligatory glue book. I need to clean this ruler, don't I? You can tell the amount of times I actually stick this on top of my glue book. It's got more glue on it than my glue stick's got. But there you go. Oh, and for those of you who are concerned, yes, I brought water with me this time because I was going to choke last time. And I've got a spreader as normal. So, that being said, I'm just going to get some basic stuff down on this page before I start. Before we really get into it, I'm just going to put some background pages down, and at that point I'm going to talk as well and say thank you and hello and hugs or virtual hugs to those who have actually had comments from, and I've got loads of comments and I'm so happy to have loads of comments. Sorry about the tearing noise, that's just the way the cookie crumbles here. If I'm tearing paper, I cannot make it any quieter than it already is. So let's put that down by there. Right. I think I want a bit of a rough edge on this. It looks a little bit straight for me. Don't know why today I've decided everything needs to have a torn edge, but you know, like all of us, I just go through phases, and this phase is I want torn edges. Oh, good grief. Or I want torn edges if I can do torn edges. There you go. I'm having one of those days today. I'm trying to juggle a lot of different things and film lots of different things at the same time. I by nature like to do things from the start to finish with no interruptions, but because I'm getting prepared for a TV show, I'm trying to do a new sort of video for you guys, and it's the video of the process I go through to get ready for my samples for the demonstration for TV shows. And I thought that might be interesting, and if it proves popular, every time I do a TV show, I will let you see the new products that are going to be launched and how my thought process behind building the display pieces for that show and what I have to do and prepare for it. We'll see. I'm not sure whether it's going to work or not, but we'll try. Also, as you know, I'm doing the craft cave app. Well, I'm working on painting some small drawer boxes or box drawers for it as well. So I'm trying to video that. And I'm doing these. It's just, there's a lot going on at the moment, to be honest. But never mind. That's me moaning and complaining, and I have no right to moan and complain. So I can just tear these into smaller pieces. I've got a feeling I might like that if it fits perfectly on there. Almost, if I take a little slither of that off, I think I'll be able to get away with it. So, just do this now and get down to the bit of just gluing. I'll be happy. Right, if I put that down there, kind of. Not sure I like that line going there. Right, we're going to change your mind on that. Fickle though I am, there you go. It's funny the things that jar your eye when you're actually looking at something, you don't really like it, but you don't know why you don't like it. So we'll just be gluing down. We'll say a few hellos and highs and how are yous and virtual hugs. I'm trying my darndest to get as many comments answered as possible. I'm trying to do it every morning, but over the last week, I have spent quite a bit of time doing overtime, so that means I've not really been able to do my aim, which was sitting down for an hour every morning and doing comments, but I will get to them all, I promise you. It's just going to take me a little bit more time than it is currently. So there you go, that's that. Someone did ask in the comments, what do I do for a job 3 nights a week? Actually, it was 2 nights a week, and I actually work in a big grocery store here in the UK called Sainsbury's, and basically I stack shelves at night. I'm one of those guys who puts the food on the shelf for you in the morning to come in and all buy and move around the shop and mess up, which you guys do all the time. So, but never mind, that's just me being bitter about it. Was it where I expected my life to take me? No, it wasn't. But you know what? When the pandemic hit, my business basically disappeared. That I used to travel the world. I used to demonstrate and teach and judge. I used to give lectures around the world in bakery and confectionery. I used to do the odd crafting thing out there. But sadly, because all of the big shows disappeared, all of the schools disappeared, and all the travel disappeared, my business disappeared with them. So what I had to do was I very quickly, and thank goodness I did move quickly, I managed to secure myself a job, this job being the one where I work 2 nights a week for a supermarket. And I'm not ashamed to say, I'm really pleased I did, because it enabled my family to keep their head above water, to be honest, financially, because my sister runs her own business, I run my own business, we both live in the same house, and if it hadn't have been for my job, we probably wouldn't have made it. My sister's job is she boards dogs for people when they go on holidays. Well, guess what? If people are not going on holidays, they don't need to have their dogs boarded. So her business went down as well, although I am pleased to say it's beginning to pick up for her again now. So that's a bit of good news. So there you go. So that was that. So let's see. The first person on my list was See Clearly. See Clearly, lovely to hear from you. Can't remember where you're from because, you know what, I forgot to write that down. As is my want in life, I forgot to write that down. Do I want to add that bit on? I think I'm just going to randomly stick it in the middle of something. Next is Karen Patty from Arkansas. or as a friend of mine used to say when I lived there, Arkansas. I'm sure that's not acceptable, but that's what he used to call it anyway. So nice to hear from you, Karen. Let's see who else is on this list. D. Lehman. And I do apologise in advance if I pronounce anyone's name incorrectly. You know what? I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm terrible at remembering names. But there you go. At least I'm trying. That's all I can say. Mary Ann Favier, I think is Favier. Let's just go with that. You were mentioning you did try and do junk journaling, but you found it a lot of work or maybe overwhelming, but then you ended up finding Collage and you're extremely happy at that. And I'm extremely happy you found Collage as well. So hello and welcome. It's lovely to see you here. Anyone else on my list? Sharon Romer. Sharon Romer, hello Sharon. Nice to see you here. Now, I only choose about 5 or 6 names at a time when I actually do this, because if I tried naming everyone who's on the list of comments, it's just the lists are getting huge, and that's fabulous news. However, it does mean I can't name everyone. I'll try and give a different shout out to different people every single time I do this. But thank you once again. It's great to know you're out there somewhere. If I put that across there, half of it's going to get covered up, I can absolutely assure you. Even if I don't do it on purpose, my inner me will cover up my handwriting because I hate it. Not really sure what happened with me and handwriting, to be honest with you. I've got a sneaky suspicion when I was a child, I was supposed to be left-handed. And it's only a suspicion, and the reason I say that is because I'm actually ambidextrous now. My right hand writes neater than my left hand, only because it's the one I was always using. I was born in 1960, and around that time, it was very much a case of, basically, if you wrote with the wrong hand, you were just evil. At least that was what it was viewed with a lot of people anyway. So I really do think I was supposed to be left-handed. Very unfair view of the world, I must admit, that they didn't want children to be who they are. They wanted them to conform. But that, I think, is the way it was. But yeah, I think that it's like, because I write with my right hand, but I eat left-handed. As I said, I'm ambidextrous. If I play, and I haven't played racquetball for a very long time, or badminton, or squash, or tennis, and I used to at one point, I wouldn't do a backhand. I would just put the racket in the other hand, just flip it over, which really was a bit disconcerting to my people challenging me or competitors against me. But you know what? That was their problem and not mine. So that's how I want to go that way. So yeah, and I do sometimes, if you throw me a ball and I'm unaware you're throwing the ball and I go to catch it, I will catch it with whatever hand is closest to the ball. So I do have my suspicions that deep down I should be left-handed. I've tried over the years to neaten up my handwriting to try and make it more legible, because the amount of jokes that go around that, Ceri, you should have been a doctor, are getting a bit painful now. I have tried to be neater. I have tried to tidy up my handwriting, but whatever I do, I think a lot of it is I write at speed, and I think if you write at speed, you're not as careful and placed with the way you write. So there you go. That's just my excuses. Okay, so I've got a kind of foundation down there. Now I want to see whether this is the time I want to put the numbers in. I think it might be, actually. So I'm just going to take the little number from here. So let's take that little one. I don't know why I saved the 2 and the 4. I may have saved other numbers and I've used them somewhere else and I've not realised it, but for some reason I saved the 2 and the 4. So there you go, go figure that one. So let's see, where are we at? We have had absolutely glorious weather. I mean, when I'm talking glorious, I'm talking people are walking around absolutely sunburned. It's not my fault to go out in the sun and don't wear protection. It's their fault. But seriously, there's some seriously sunburned people out there. Let's have another look, see what else I want to put on here. Right, before I do that, I do think I'm going to do the rubber stamping. So I'm going to put top on my glue. I'm going to pull in the stamps. Now, I'm not going to take them off the backing. I'm just going to, let's see if I can show you. I'm going to use, actually I might use that load of numbers. Actually, I might just use that load of numbers. We'll see where my stamping goes to. But I'm not going to be picky about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want, I want the feel of numbers in the background. So let's see if I do that without smudging it. And if I smudge it, then I smudge it. Actually, that's not bad. I was thinking a bit vintagey. I'm okay with that. Let's put another load of numbers across there. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd put them on a block. But you know what? I'm being lazy. Let's see if I can just get one more ghosted imprint there. I think that's fine. Right, let's just stamp that off on my glue book. Hopefully there's no glue on my glue book, or that's going to cause me a problem later on. So let's take that out of the way. And where have I put the other piece of plastic that was on top of this? Oh, there you go. So that's on there. So yeah, so weather's been absolutely glorious here. I think the last time we did one, I was telling you it was a bank holiday, so everyone was really happy, everyone went to the beach. I'm a little nervous of that for obvious reasons, but we're not going to go down that route at the moment. Now, let's see. So I've got that on there, got some numbers on there. What else do I want to put on here? I wanted to introduce some of these elements. And I don't know why they were calling to me. They just were. In particular, these ones. And I think I'm going to start adding a couple of these. So just going to come in and snip down there. Now, these are just clippings from a magazine. I think, looking at this, I would say it was probably a home decor magazine. And this was actually advertising wallpapers or something. It very much looks like it, doesn't it? And if I come down there, and snip that off there, that gives me 3 elements of various widths. Not sure about these two because I'm beginning to think that will get really busy and overly crowded, so let's just have a little play at the moment. Right, and the first thing you're going to be screaming is, you're covering up the numbers. Yeah, so what? I'm covering up the numbers. It's my collage. Decisions. I was hoping to go that way, actually, wasn't I? And maybe just a piece of that down there. I think that'll work for me. Let's take a piece of that off there. I'll put this over in the parking lot because you never know, I might use this in a moment or two. Right, let's get these stuck down. To be honest with you, I don't really know what's going on in the world. I've been so busy currently trying to get my craft cave finished, to try and get the website completed, trying to update my Instagram because I've just changed the name on that, trying to keep up with Facebook. As you heard me say, I've started work preparing for a new TV show. Well, not a new TV show. A TV show that I'll be doing on the 15th of June. So that's only next week. And I'm nowhere near ready yet. It's weird because the TV show is actually... I might put it that way, actually. The TV show is... It's a shopping channel. I mean, I'm a freelance shopping channel demonstrator. And... the products I'm demonstrating, believe it or not, are Christmas. I went, are you kidding me? But then the whole crafting world, because it's a craft channel I demonstrate for, they celebrate Christmas in June, and they're quite wise about that, because if you're celebrating Christmas in December, it's too late. I mean, you won't get the product shipped out to the customers in time for them to craft or make anything in time for Christmas. So they do it early, and they're not the only shopping channel to do it early. I can assure you, I've worked for several others. And so they have Christmas in June. Some of them have Christmas in July, which is, obviously, we've heard of that before. I just need to trim that little bit off the back there. I can do it without snipping the edge of the page off. I might have to do a little bit of trim on the top of that later on. So yes, they do Christmas in June, but it just feels really weird when you're turning up at the studio and it's bright sunshine outside and you're putting on a Christmas jumper to celebrate a Christmas event. It's a bit weird. So, right, what else have I got to put on here? I think it's possibly time to add these. Now, I was tempted to distress ink these, but I don't know that I want to now. I quite like the whiteness of them. I like that up there, actually. I think that's going to be... Is this a clean page? No, it's not a clean page. So there you go. If anyone's thinking, can you see the TV shows? Yes, you can. They're not replayed anywhere. You'd have to watch them as they happen, because obviously it's live TV. It's for a TV channel called Create and Craft TV. It's Create and Craft TV UK, because there is a USA version as well. Now the thing is, I might snip that down a bit actually. The thing is that it's probably best to get the Create and Craft TV app on your smartphone or your iPad, if you should have one, or your tablet, and watch it live streamed through that, because I couldn't even begin to tell you which channels the show is on for what server, or it's just easier to do it through the app. So if you put in Create and Craft TV UK, you will find it, and just download the app. It's free. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to sign in. You should just be able to watch it straight there and then. Okay, right, we've got that done. What else do I need? I wanted to put, what have I got? Something you're thankful for, friends and family. Numbers, we've got numbers on there. We know they're on there somewhere. Tickets, all right, let's pull out the tickets. Now, I pulled out 3 sorts of tickets, and I seem to be having an upward-downward theme going on here, and that's actually not that bad. I don't mind it being an upward-downward theme. I think that's going to go in there. Anyone who's wondering what's happening to these pieces of paper, there's a box over there, and they all go in the box, and then I'll use them for other things. I mean, I could use them for backing tags, I could use them for making journal cards, or because I junk journal. Sometimes I'll just put them in with some glue and actually make paper mache, and then I'll use that when I build fairy houses, which I do out of recycled products. Or I just use them for backgrounds for other pieces of collage. It's basically is whatever I feel like doing with it. So they don't hit the bin, they are kept, they are used. I do have a playlist on this channel for how to reuse book pages, but I haven't been very good at actually filming what I do, so it's sorely lacking, to be honest with you. I probably need to do more with that, and I think as time goes by I will spend more time doing that, but I seem to have so many videos on my to-do list to film. I just don't ever seem to get to anything, but I'm doing my best. Now the craft cave is up and running, now that I'm actually able to film and edit and upload all within an acceptable period of time. It's beginning to work again, and I'm beginning to film videos ahead, so that I'm hoping to get 2 videos per week out to you. That's my aim. Okay, that's what I'm aiming for. Right, let's go down this again. So something you're happy for or grateful for, got that. Numbers, they're on there. Your handwriting there, although it's slowly disappearing. Oh, I'm so sad about that. Something that blows in the wind, and map. Right, everything's on here except the something that blows in the wind. So let's pull those in. Right, there they all are. Oh, and there's that little bit of map there. Did I want to add that little bit of map? Maybe I do. I think this little piece of map has appeared a couple of times in collage videos for me and never been placed on a page. So I think it's about time it was. Actually, if I put it that way on, I don't know why I suddenly feel it needs to go up and down, but there you go, up and down. Now I have this little bit here that's going to bug me, so I think I need to do something with it. And I think if I use a piece of this, if I can tear it, smooth the book out the way a second, I'll put it back, I promise. Let's get that there. Let's see if I've torn that straight enough to go across there. Right, move the book back in. I believe that's where it was. I think if I put that across there, I don't mind that. Actually, I might tear that shorter so I can see a bit of that number. There you go. Let's just pop that down there. And then I've got the prompts all framed up nicely. And I've got all of the original page covered. So let's just fold that over. Now I'm going to leave the feather till last, because if I do put the feather on, it's obviously going to be a top layer. Obviously with the birds, they're going to be a top layer. So let's play around with these a little bit. I feel this page is lacking something, and I really don't like that page, but it's probably because of my handwriting. We already know how I feel about that. I think I want to put that in there. So I do feel it's very interesting seeing how the character of each page sort of evolves as I'm collaging, and I've noticed it with a few others who are doing the same challenge, and I just think it's fascinating that we all start with exactly the same prompts and yet we end up with completely different pages, but it's lovely. I think I'm just going to tear that off there and use that because I like that colour blue. Blue is one of my favourite colours. So that's one thing I find very difficult when people say to you, oh, what's your favourite colour? Or what's your favourite song? Or what's your favourite anything? And I don't really know how to answer. Because to be honest with you, if you ask me what my favourite music is, it's all music. Because I like all music, literally. I do like all music. I listen to loads of different sorts of music, different genres. But I can't tell you there's one exact thing that I like. This is becoming a very random piece of artwork. Right. That's comical, so let's put that to one side. That's a bit more classical. I really did like this when I saw that it called to me. I know I'm covering up my handwriting, but as long as it's on there, I don't overly mind. I feel it needs to be, I might just have to cover that number up even though I did put it up there. I think I'm going to do that. So, who knows why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm just doing what I'm doing. And that's the joy of this. It's, I've seen some comments on other people's pages where they've been doing this challenge, and a couple of people have said, well, what's the point? Does there have to be a point? Can art not just be for art's sake? I do collage because it puts me in a happy, mindful place to be. So collage doesn't have to be for any particular reason. It's another form of art. Did you ask Picasso why he painted? I mean, I don't know. Just what's the thinking behind what's the reason of it? Do you know what I mean? I think if I leave her there, I'm beginning to get a bit of an idea. I don't mind that. Don't mind that by there. And if I put a couple of the birds in, then at least you can still see the handwriting. I'm not loving it still, but or should I change that for that? That turns it into a sea theme, right? Let's take that out of the equation. And that's obviously a seabird, even though it's on blue. I do like this. I keep putting this back here. I I think we're going to do it. Let's live on the edge, guys. Let's live on the edge. So, I mean, I must have liked this in the first place, or I wouldn't have bothered taking it out of a magazine and actually saving it. So it obviously appealed to me on some level, and it may make more sense when I put the birds in. Right, so we've got that. Oh, that needed doing. That's not glued down yet, is it? Now, is that the right place for that? I kind of wish it was that way round, because I would have put it there. No, I think it does need to go there. Let's put that down and that down. Okay, so I think where I'm at is, oh, I've just spotted this now. I'm thinking that needs to go down there. No, it doesn't, Griffiths. You've got too many things on the go. There's way too much going on this page. I think basically if I put the birds on here now, I think that will be enough. I don't know how that one got in there. I was looking for birds that were in flight, so. My fingers are sticky. I forgot to bring in a wet wipe, didn't I? I thought about this one because it's got blue in it. Right, I quite like that one there instantly, so that's where that one's going to go. If you're wondering where I got the birds from, some of them are fussy cut by myself. Some of them I feel I ordered some fussy cut birds on Etsy at one point when I was first starting out, because I didn't have much of a stock of fussy cut anything, and I thought let's start out and just get some fussy cut stuff, and I think that's where it came from. I'm wondering, are the birds going to be too much? Do you think there's too many on this page, or is it all about flight? Is it all about things that blow in the wind? Is it all about things that stick to my glue page is the question. I should have got a clean glue book. Glue page. I can't speak. It's that time. Okay, let's fold that one over before it drives me to distraction. The reason I'm sort of hesitant about that area is because that's where I feel that's possibly going. Or not. I'm unsure. That's where it feels like it needs to go. Unsure about that. Right, I do want one of these birds or both of these birds on here. I think I liked this one because the curve of the wing almost matched the curve of the tear of that paper. So let's put that on there. Right, so I've got birds on there. I think this bird would just be a bird too much, to be honest. Let's move that back. Right, I'm going to have a quick swig of water. Just while I have a little look at this. To me, this looks like it needs something in there. But as I said, it could be me psychologically wanting to cover up my handwriting. Because I'd be much happier if it did that, but that's just me. I don't mind that too much. I wonder, I don't know what I think I want to put on here. I'm at that dilemma stage. Am I really going to put the feather on there? Is the feather the right thing? It sort of feels right, but it sort of feels wrong at the same time. And that's such a weird thing to be saying. It's... I don't know. Maybe I need to reach for some postage stamps. Let's do some postage stamps and maybe see what's in my collection with birds on. Oh, bit of a stretch over there. Right, I'm sure I've got some with birds on. Where am I at? Right, there's birds. That's actually quite a nice one that could be utilised because it's the right colour scheme. That little one's okay as well. And I don't mind that one there. Right, let's put the birds on there in stamp form. Right, where would you want to go, birds? Right, I quite like you for a start. Quite like you there. And I'm feeling this needs to go onto a darker area. Right, let's put you up there. And smooth you down. That one I do like in there. How far over do I want it? I think by there. Told you I'd probably end up covering up the entire handwriting thing, didn't I? I know myself so well. And where was the last one? Little one down there, right. I think at one point I did have a stencil of a feather, but whether I could find that stencil would be a whole nother issue. Right. I really am wondering whether the feather is a step too far. It's at this point I wish this was alive and I could ask you guys and you could answer me. Let's pull it into the main shot and maybe I can see through this iPad and see what I think. To me that looks like it's missing something. That's cute, but is it the right cute? Oh, I don't know. And what the hell that accent was, I have no idea. Okay, this whole challenge was about... See, I don't mind it that direction, actually. This whole challenge was about me thinking outside the box and doing things I don't normally do. So I'm going to stick it down. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because I have no idea what you stick a feather down with. Let's see if I can get it to come out. Let's see if I can glue this feather. This is going to be a bit of trickery, I can tell you. Right. It's not as if this is going to be opened and closed a lot. I can't get hold of it. It's going to be standing the test of time as a closed piece. Let's use the back of my smoother to press that into contact. I'll move that over slightly. I think I do. I think that's okay. I think I'm going to call that done, guys. Just tidy these books out of the way. Have a last look. We've got everything on there. Something you're thankful for, good friends and family. Numbers, tickets are on there. Handwriting, not a lot of it left, but that's okay with me. Blowing in the winter map. This bothers me here, this seam. And I'm wondering if I put something on it, will it just make it worse? Let me have a little bit of a look. So I'm just over here a minute looking at my stamp collection because there may be something in there that just might be the perfect something or other. I mean, I'm trying not to reach for butterflies because I always reach for butterflies. So, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with butterflies, but I always seem to reach for butterflies. Well, that's something with a mountain in it. Maybe a mountain would be. Because mountains are windy. I think mountains are windy anyway. Way to stay away from sailboats, aeroplanes. Decisions, guys. Or should I just be looking for something blue? I wonder. It's not blue. Too many birds too close together. Yes, I heard you. So Now, what were these? These were cherry blossom, weren't they? I wonder whether they're cherry blossom. I don't. But flowers blow in the wind. And I think that is what I'm looking for. That just nestles in there nicely. And I don't mind the colour of it up against that. There's stamps already on the page, so it doesn't bother me. It's not a bird. I think that's what I'm looking for. Just to conceal that really nasty edge that I created by overlapping too many thick pieces. Yeah, I think that complements that. Right, we're calling that done, I think. Well, not think, I am calling that done. Let's be decisive about this. Let's get rid of the glue book. So, I've got everything on there. Probably not one of my more coherent designs, but it does have a theme, and I'm happy about it having a theme. Do I love it? Maybe not. But do I hate it? No, I don't hate it. It's a piece of art, and every piece of art, if it doesn't go right, at least I've learned something from it. So hopefully you enjoyed that more than I did. It could again be one of those pieces that grows on me, so we'll just see where that goes to. So once again, I'm honor bound to show you this, and once you've seen that for all of my social media, this is who I am, and I'm signing off. Ceri the Crafter, C-E-R-I the Crafter, and I will see you for the next page. Bye bye now.